It was a regular afternoon at Los Angeles International Airport when a reserved yet sharply dressed businessman made his way to Gate 14 for a routine flight to London. His name was Nathan Sterling, a billionaire whose vast fortune stemmed from tech innovation, savvy investments, and several high-profile acquisitions. Unlike the flashy moguls who sought attention, Nathan preferred to move quietly, commanding respect without needing to advertise his wealth. As he approached the gate, he was calm, his demeanor exuding an unassuming confidence. Nathan's wealth was known to a select circle, but to the ordinary traveler, he was just another well-dressed passenger, polite and low-key. Little did anyone know that within a matter of hours, he would become the focal point of a corporate upheaval that would send shockwaves through the aviation industry. The flight that changed everything. The boarding process began smoothly. Nathan, seated in business class, settled into his seat with a laptop and documents, preparing for a few productive hours in the air. The flight attendants, including a young woman named Lauren, worked efficiently to ensure everyone was comfortable. Lauren had been with the airline for 6 years. She was detail-oriented, committed, and prided herself on maintaining order on her flights. As the cabin crew went through their pre-flight checks, Lauren noticed Nathan engrossed in his work. She approached him with a calm but firm reminder. "Sir, please ensure your laptop is powered down and your devices are in airplane mode," she said. Nathan glanced up, offering a polite nod. "Of course, just finishing up a file." Lauren waited, noting that he had not immediately complied. The day had been long, with delays and demanding passengers testing her patience. Her tone shifted slightly, becoming more authoritative. "Sir, I need you to do that now." Nathan paused, sensing the tension in her voice. He closed his laptop and complied, his expression neutral. However, Lauren misinterpreted his composed demeanor as defiance. "If you can't follow the rules, I'll have to ask you to leave the plane," she said sharply. The other passengers turned to watch, their curiosity piqued. Nathan's brow furrowed slightly, but he remained calm. "There's no need for that. The laptop is off," he replied, gesturing to the dark screen. Lauren, feeling the weight of the eyes on her, decided to escalate. "I'll need you to step off the plane immediately," she insisted. Nathan stood without argument. He collected his belongings and exited the aircraft, leaving behind a cabin of bewildered passengers. A billionaire's resolve. As Nathan walked through the terminal, his mind raced. The public embarrassment was a rare and unwelcome experience. He had always been treated with deference, yet here was someone who had dismissed him without hesitation. Nathan wasn't angry in the conventional sense. He was resolute. By the time he reached a quiet corner of the terminal, Nathan's lawyer, Paul Carter, had already called. Paul was Nathan's trusted confidant, a man who had overseen countless negotiations and acquisitions. "Nathan," Paul began, his tone calm, "I just heard what happened. Do you want me to handle this?" Nathan's reply was measured. "No apologies. No refunds. I want control. Find out what it will take to buy this airline." Paul was momentarily silent, processing the gravity of the request. "You want to purchase the entire airline? Are you sure?" "I am," Nathan said firmly. "They made a statement when they removed me from that plane. Now, I'll make mine." The wheels of change. Nathan's decision set off a chain reaction. Within hours, his legal and financial teams mobilized. Shares of the airline were quietly purchased, securing significant leverage before anyone in the airline's leadership realized what was happening. Nathan wasn't merely buying stock. He was orchestrating a takeover. The airline, Skyward Air, was led by CEO Marcus Graham, a seasoned executive who had guided the company through turbulent times. By the time news of the stock purchases reached Marcus, it was too late to counteract effectively. Nathan's team had secured enough shares to demand a board meeting, and by the next morning, negotiations began in earnest. Nathan attended the meeting with his characteristic composure. He outlined his terms succinctly: full ownership and operational control. The board, backed into a corner, had little choice but to agree. By noon, the deal was finalized. Nathan Sterling was now the owner of Skyward Air. A public statement. The media frenzy that followed was unprecedented. Headlines declared, "Billionaire buys airline after being kicked off flight." News outlets speculated about his motives, with some labeling the move as vindictive while others praised it as genius. Nathan, however, remained focused on his next steps. He released a statement that evening. "Skyward Air represents untapped potential. My goal is to reshape this airline into a symbol of excellence, respect, and innovation. This is not about retaliation. It's about raising standards for everyone involved." Restructuring and redemption. Nathan wasted no time implementing changes. He overhauled the airline's management, replacing complacent executives with dynamic leaders who shared his vision. He introduced initiatives to improve employee morale, enhance customer experiences, and streamline operations. Profits began to climb, and customer satisfaction ratings soared. However, Nathan had not forgotten Lauren. She became a symbol of the company's old culture, and Nathan knew he needed to address the incident that had started it all. But rather than act out of spite, he sought a solution that would serve as a learning moment for everyone involved. Nathan requested a meeting with Lauren. When she arrived at his office, she was visibly nervous. He greeted her with a calm demeanor, offering her a seat. "Lauren," he began, "your actions on that flight were not just about enforcing rules. They reflected a larger issue within this company's culture. Employees felt unsupported, passengers felt disrespected, and you were caught in the middle." Lauren nodded, her voice shaky. "I understand, sir. I was wrong, and I'm sorry." Nathan studied her for a moment before replying, "I'm not here to punish you. I'm here to offer an opportunity. You'll participate in our new leadership development program. You'll learn to lead with empathy and effectiveness. If you succeed, you'll have a future here. If not, we'll part ways professionally." Lauren was stunned. She had expected to be dismissed, but was instead given a chance to grow. "Thank you," she said earnestly. "I won't waste this opportunity." Building a legacy. In the months that followed, Skyward Air became a leader in the industry. Nathan's reforms transformed the airline into a model of efficiency and innovation. Employees were empowered, customers were valued, and profits soared. Lauren, too, thrived in her new role, eventually becoming a mentor to other employees. Nathan's decision to turn a moment of public humiliation into a transformative opportunity not only reshaped the airline but also redefined his legacy. He proved that even in moments of conflict, there is room for growth, redemption, and progress. As Nathan looked out at the fleet of planes bearing the Skyward Air logo, he felt a sense of pride. What began as a moment of disrespect had turned into a journey of reinvention. And in the end, that was the true measure of success.